Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tootie. So what I'm doing today is I'm gonna be making some bread. I'm gonna be making a lot of bread. So I got these new pans. I'm super excited. These are the long ones. I think they're like 13 wide. I can't remember this length, but they're the Pullman loaf pans. I used these once and I really like them. I haven't used it with the top piece because I like my bread to have a little like dome type thing, so I haven't used it. It did come with them, but I like it when the bread can go up as tall as possible. I still have these ones. I'll be using these ones as well because I want to make a lot of bread. So I'm going to do 2 loaves in here for today, and then I'll do 4 loaves. So I'm going to be doing all white bread today, and then next time I'm going to be doing all wheat bread. I just try to rotate back and forth. But anyway, I found the most amazing recipe to make your bread the softest bread ever, and it stays soft. Usually with homemade bread, after a few days it gets crumbly, a little dry, I guess, and it's not that good to make sandwiches. But it's like you need to eat it within the first day or whatever. But I found a recipe where if you use about 2 or 3 tablespoons of this and 2 tablespoons of this, this is just milk powder. I had a big bag, but I ripped it, so I had to put it in different gallon baggies. But I have to look at the recipe again, but it's 2 tablespoons of this and 2 or 3 of this into any bread recipe that you have. So whatever bread recipe you have, put 2 tablespoons of this and 3 tablespoons of this, and your bread will automatically stay soft. Usually I do 3 cups of flour. For these pans, you need at least 4 cups of flour because these are bigger pans. These ones you can get away with using 3 cups of flour per loaf. So I will probably be making individual individual loaves. Usually I got this so I can mix more than 1 loaf at a time, but I kind of want everything to be even. So what I'll do is I'll measure out everything for 1 loaf, mix it up, let it knead, and then I have these bowls I'm going to show you. So I have these bowls over here for each loaf. So I'm doing 6 loaves of bread, and I'm going to use my mixer bowl as 1 bowl. These are basically all the little bowls I have. So I'm just going to, as I finish with one, plop it in. I'm going to cover them with plastic wrap, let them all rise, and then I'm just going to have a lot of bread. I got a busy bread making day today, and I'm trying to take advantage of the weather because it's a little cooler today. So I'm trying to get done as much. Let's get started. Okay, you guys. So for the Pullman pans, I'm going to start off with 4 cups of flour. So I'm going to put 4 cups. With the other pans, like the regular ones, I will do 3 cups. But for the Pullman ones, I will do 4. So I'm going to put my 4 cups. And everything else will almost be the same. That's 3. And 4. So I'm just going to make sure I put all my dry ingredients in. I'm going to go ahead and so I got the 4 cups of flour. I'm going to do a teaspoon of salt. You can use any type of salt. I usually use the pink one, but I'm all out of it. Okay, now I'm going to do 3 teaspoons of sugar. You can use honey or like whatever other sweetener you have, but I'm just using sugar. Okay, 3 tablespoons, I'm sorry. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this together before I put my yeast in. Well, if we were plugged in, I was gonna mix it together. Let me unplug this. There we go. So I'm just gonna mix this up before we add in our yeast. What, did I plug in the wrong one? I did. I plugged in the wrong one. What's going on here? Oops. Technical difficulties. Okay, I got the right plug. So now we're gonna mix the sugar, flour, and salt together. Yeah. I don't need that just yet, okay? Yeah, you can help me in a minute, okay? So I'm gonna mix the flour, sugar, and salt. before we add the yeast. This should be good. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of yeast. So let me grab my teaspoon. And I just have some instant yeast, about like a big package of it. Comes in like a pound package. And just put in these mason jars and I leave it in the fridge. But I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of this yeast. Okay. Go ahead and mix that in. And now for our other ingredients. So I'm gonna take some of the potato flakes. I'm just gonna do 3 tablespoons of the potato flakes. This is gonna make the bread stay soft the whole time. The whole time, like it won't get crumbly on you. And then where's my okay. And then after we do that, we're gonna do our milk powder. So we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of the milk powder. Then we're gonna mix that up. And this is for the Pullman. If you're doing the smaller loaves, cut back on the flour a little. Well, you don't really have to cut back on the flour, I guess. I usually try to use the least amount of ingredients as possible to stretch it, so. All right. So that is that. Now for our wet ingredients. Okay, so now we're gonna add our olive oil. You can use butter, canola oil, vegetable oil. I'm just using olive oil today, and that is like 1/4 cup of olive oil. And we'll just let that mix a little. And then we're gonna add about 1.5 cups of warm water. Okay, so we're gonna add the 1.5 cups of warm water. Doesn't have to be a particular temperature, just like warm. When you touch it, don't make it too hot. And then mix it in. Sometimes you might need a little more flour or water. So you just want it nice and soft. So we're just gonna let this mix until it comes together. And if I have to add more water or anything, I'll let you know. But I don't think I will have to. I'm just gonna let this go ahead and do its thing and come together. And then I'll let it, after it's all mixed up, I'll let it knead for about 5 minutes. Take it out of this bowl and put it in one of the other bowls. Alright guys, so while that's mixing, I'm just going to go ahead and take my olive oil. I'm just going to put it in each one of these bowls so that my bread doesn't stick too much to it. Just going to put a little in each one, and then I'll mix it around when I put my bread in there. Okay guys, so it's still looking a little dry, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and add like a little bit more water at a time, maybe like a tablespoon or something at a time. And let it come together. Like I said, sometimes you gotta add a little more water. So I'm just gonna add a little more. Okay, you guys, so it is coming together. So you might need a little bit more than that 1.5 cup. It just depends. Maybe I measured a little too much flour when I scooped it, but 1.5 to 1 2/3 cups of water, I would say, to get the right texture. This is what you want it to look like. It looks really nice. I'm just gonna let this go for 5 minutes, and then put it in one of the bowls and then finish the rest. Okay, you guys, so I just stopped it Just gonna take it down. Still a little sticky. Let's see. I don't think I can get that off. All right, here we go. All right. So that's kind of how you want it. It's a little sticky, but it doesn't stick to your hands that much. So this one is for the Pullman pan. You can use this recipe in a smaller pan, but if you wanted to get away with 3 cups of flour, you could. You would have to use less water though. But I will type both recipes for the different loaf size pans in the description. Okay, let's spread this. I love the smell of bread. All right. Sorry guys. All right. So let's see. I guess I'll go ahead and put it in this one. Yeah, you can see this. Just gonna put it in, roll it around a little, and then I'm gonna cover that with plastic wrap and just let this rise. All these are all gonna rise together basically. This one probably be one of the first ones I end up baking. This is the first one I'm working with. So I'm gonna cover this with plastic wrap real quick. All right, so I'm gonna cover that with plastic wrap. I like the plastic wrap because it pulls off the dough easier. Sometimes if it gets stuck, it comes off easier. So I'm just gonna work on the next ones and then I will be back when I'm all done. Okay, you guys, so I got 3 so far. This is 1, 2, 3. I got these 2, but it's gonna take me a little longer because I don't know why. I should have started this sooner, but I have to take my dog to the vet. I thought I'd be finished making all the loaves before, but I have to be there in about 20 minutes. It's not very far from my house, but then I'm gonna stop here and I'll be back to finish the last 3. Okay, you guys, so I just got back. I gotta get started on making my last 3 loaves, but what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, since these have been rising for about an hour, I'm going to put these in the bread pans and get these, because I can't bake 6 at one time anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these ones started, and then by the end of it I'll have 6 loaves obviously, but I'm going to just I think this was the first one I did, and yeah, just take it, punch it down. Sticky, a little sticky, so I'm gonna just put a little flour on my hands. I'm gonna punch these down and then get them in the bread pan. Okay, you guys, I'm just going to pull this from the sides. I might not even need the other bowls I put oil in. Things just didn't go, but okay, so nice. This is nice. I'm just gonna go ahead and put them in these pans. I'm just gonna go ahead and start with these because I want to bake. Since I have 3, one of them I did a little less flour because I was trying to count cups, and then I don't know, got distracted. So, pretty sure this one could go in the Pullman though. Actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in the Pullman pan. So, I'm gonna go ahead, pop that in there like so. And I have the covers that go over, but I don't really want to use them because I like the bread to have a little bit of a dough. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and preheat my oven. Set that up to 350, and I'm gonna cover these and let them sit for about 30 minutes or so. I'm gonna cover them with this. Let's see, I wonder if the same plastic can fit. So I'm just gonna loosely put, I'm gonna separate these. I'm just gonna loosely put the plastic wrap over top of it. Let's see, this one might fit this one better. This one's, I'm interested in this one. This one, look, it's gonna be huge. Because like typically for this size, I would put 3 cups of flour, but I ended up doing 4. So the next loaves I'll probably end up doing 3 cups of flour, because depends how this one comes out, I guess. Well, it doesn't matter, depend, because I'm gonna do it before I bake it. But anywho, it's at 350. Hey you guys, so my bread is looking good. The rise is looking great. I want these two to rise a little bit more. This one, I'm thinking it's ready to go in the oven. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and put this one in, just because, like, look at it. I don't want it to flop all over the sides. If you could tell, it's a little bit leany. So I kind of think I'm gonna put this one in the oven, and then I'll bake these two together once they get a little bigger. I like them just a little bigger than what they are. So I'm gonna pop this one in the oven while these continue to rise. Okay, you guys, so I put that one in the oven. It's at 350. It's gonna go for 30 minutes. So I'll take that one out in about 30 minutes. And these ones in about 15 minutes should be where I want them to be. So as soon as that one comes out, I'm gonna put these. Okay guys, so I took this one out of the oven, and you can see it is crazy tall. I could tell this side was leaning when I was watching it rise. Look at, you can see that. It's coming over the edge, well, a little bit over the edge. Kind of, you can see it from the top a little more. But this one's all done. It's nice, it looks awesome. So I'm gonna take this one out in a minute. But first, I'm gonna get these ones. These ones are looking pretty good. They had some bubbles. I was trying to pop some of these little bubbles. This one had a couple. I'm gonna get these in the oven ASAP because they're ready to go. All right, you guys, so this, I was working on cleaning up. It's all of the bread that I'm gonna finish making. The first bread you guys saw that I took out of the oven, I went to cut it, and it was still raw in the center. So I think the 4 cups was too much for that small pan. So had to discard that one, which I'm a little disappointed. But I do have 2 in the oven, and I have 1, because I ended up making 2 extra. Ended up making 2 extra, so I was happy I did that. So now I have 5 left to bake. And I think one of these I'm gonna turn into dinner rolls, actually. Just turn them into little balls and put them in the pan and let them rise in. We'll do dinner rolls for tonight, I was thinking. And then the rest I'll just have for bread, and I can freeze them and use them when I need them. But these ones are about to come out of the oven, so I'll show you guys those. Okay, you guys, I just took these out of the oven. They're looking pretty good. This one, as you can see, it's the nice dome that I was wanting. This one didn't do that because, I don't know, it was having a hard, it wasn't rising as high as this one. And then when I did take the plastic wrap off, I noticed it got stuck a little, so I had to pull. So I think it made it deflate a little, but it's still good. It's still gonna taste good. It's gonna be good. So yeah, I'm gonna cut into this for you guys, so you guys can see what the inside is going to look like. I'll do that a little bit later. I'm gonna let these all cool, and now I'm gonna work on getting the next 2 loaves in. I'm gonna use these 2 pans. Okay, you guys, so this is all the bread I ended up making. They turned out pretty good. I am gonna slice these. Oops. I am gonna slice these here soon. I just wanted to show you guys the inside of the bread. Now this bread that I made, I don't want to smash it. Yeah, I just threw it in the bags yesterday because it took me longer. I was gonna use the smaller pans, but those ones, for some reason, I should have not used so much flour for those pans, but I just decided to just use the long pans for all the dough mixes. But I cut this up this morning, just a little bit for the kids, so they can have some, because they wanted some, and we had a little bit last night, because who can resist fresh bread? So anyway, this bread is ultra soft. It will stay soft. Usually, I found when I've made bread, it's not soft the whole time. It's only soft for like a couple days after you make it if you leave it out. But once you put it in the fridge, it gets a little tough and dry. So adding the milk powder and the potato flakes, you can do 2 to 3 tablespoons per loaf of each one for any bread recipe to make your bread nice and soft, and it'll stay soft for weeks. Or, well, I don't know if your bread will last a week, but I've had this bread in the fridge for almost 2 weeks and it stayed soft even in the fridge. So give it a try, you guys. Don't mind the mess in the back. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will leave the recipe for the long bread pan, the Pullman pan, and I will leave the recipe for a regular bread pan in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Also, bye. I will leave a link in the description for the bread bags and ties from Amazon if you're interested in storing your bread. All this bread that I have is going straight in my freezer after I slice it. This is just the next day, so I'm going to get it all sliced today and put it in my freezer just like I would if I would go to the store and buy a bunch of bread. I would freeze it until I'm ready to use it. So anyway, I will let you guys go and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.